Thank you, bye-bye, you're live.
Thursday, July 10th, I'd like to bring this meeting to order. Start with citizens' time. Seeing none. Phase 2 sewer project.
Okay, so, Woodard and Curran, recently did they're working with 93 Kendall Road on the peer review for the engineering portion of that. And they did just get a response back. I don't know if you have anything you wanted to update the commission on this evening?
Not
with that?
immediately.
Not immediately, okay.
We're reviewing it now.
Okay. There's a new restaurant that's gonna be going in at the 440 Plaza in the back portion, over near the movies kinda, that back section. It's an Asian restaurant, so I did ask them just to provide me with the estimated gallons a day as we're trying to track that plaza based on what they were allotted with their betterment. So I haven't heard back from them yet, but when I do, we'll give you an update on that. And that's all I have for phase 2.
Old business.
Phase 1, I don't have anything.
Phase 1, what's
Nope,
discussion?
nothing.
50 Westwood Road,
No,
9597 Westwood Road, removal station.
nothing new on that.
Sportsman's Club buttoned up?
They're
No.
not connected yet, no. They've paid and they reserved.
They
but-
got the gas line ran, they're waiting for the generator to get there. We got a pour pad, and then Doug said he's got one of the pump, so they got a little ways up.
Yeah.
Discussion on the sewer garage.
Yes, so Jake had asked me to bring up to you this evening, so he had a conversation with Colin today, just to get the conversation started. He wanted me to bring this up to you all. So they have $400,000 in grant money that they were, that they had last season. They can still use that through June 30th. So because the prices came in a lot larger than what we had anticipated for the building we originally were thinking of going with, they're looking to see if you'd be interested in downsizing, having it be like a prefab 4-bay garage, 2 for the sewer department as intended, 2 for theirs because they have equipment could go in there, put in a mezzanine with some storage. There's some space they had carved out at the existing garage now for office space for Paul and Doug. I would stay where I am, Jake would probably stay where he is here for now because I think at this point in time, money-wise, that big vision won't happen right now. Town-wise, I think, they're looking at other projects in town. So he's wondering just to start a conversation if that's something you all would be interested in.
And what location at the highway
It would,
department?
yeah, it would be basically, I think pretty much where they were thinking of putting the other one, or in front, in the parking area in front. We don't have that money budgeted in fiscal '26 because we had it in '25, it has to close out. So we could either budget it in '27, or once the retained earnings get certified throughout this year, maybe at a spring town meeting, we could move money over if something does happen. But he just wanted to start a conversation and see if you all would be interested.
And what, would it be a 4-bay?
He's thinking about a prefab 4-bay, the guys would have their 2 as intended, and then they need extra space to the highway department, so they'd use the other 2, and they continue using what they have now. But they have some equipment that does need to go indoors as well. And then the mezzanine with some storage area and so forth. They just had our person who works here, Sean, went over and did a huge clean out over at the existing garage. So they did redo a whole area for office space and stuff where we have our meetings over there now. So he said there's definitely office space for Doug and Paul. You'd stop paying rent at that point, obviously. So he's just kind of putting out feelers, see what you all think.
So would it be a wood structure, prefab wood, or metal?
I would assume prefab metal, I would assume.
Or the way you-
Well, can we have like a workshop, like we did the last time? Show up at the highway department, say, hey, this is what we want.
Oh, like a little
Yeah,
field site
yeah,
visit?
Yeah.
Probably. I'm sure he would be fine with that.
Yeah, 'cause
Dow,
they-
you came to the last one, right?
Yeah, so they're looking at the same size, or you say, because the other one's actually 6 bays, right?
The other one was gonna be, I think, 8
8
bays,
bays,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, so it would be much smaller. Yeah,
Well,
more.
ours was basically 2 anyway.
Yeah,
Ours
we're
was
gonna
2
get-
anyway.
We're 2 at the end, we're gonna be 2 at the end with a mezzanine above.
Yeah.
The only thing that would change from that is we wouldn't have our office in there, that's all.
Right.
I'd stay here and Paul would have it in the
And
existing building.
Across the street in the existing building.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah, if he's got some time, it wouldn't hurt him. I guess the next meeting, it's not,
Yeah, so,
it's,
give some
dragged on
plans,
this,
give us
this
an
long.
idea
Yeah,
of what you're
sure.
thinking of.
Okay. Alright, that's that.
I&I program.
Okay, so, I submitted the latest drawdown to EPA yesterday. We have a new EPA, contact person. I had a Zoom call with him today just to catch him up on where we're at with the progress and what we have intended in our timelines, and, he seemed very nice. I sent him any paperwork he needed. So that went well. I didn't know if you had an update on.
Yeah, we have
anything you wanna-
3 items to update on. So we did some analysis on the meter associated with the Charles George landfill. We did some nighttime flow measurements, manual measurements, overnight, and we also completed some CCTV yesterday. So starting with the Charles George landfill, so the meter was reading almost 100,000 gallons per day, through the metering period of 4/11 through 5/17. So pretty substantial compared to the average flows we were seeing of just under 18,000 that were being reported by the landfill. We also looked at the emission data and saw something in similar magnitude. It was lower. It was more closer to 72,000, but in the same ballpark. So there definitely seems to be a discrepancy of some sort. We'll have a better idea of magnitude once the next quarterly report comes in from the landfill, which will be overlap with this monitoring period that we have the data for here.
And that'll be next week. I'll get that report, cause we'll be doing commercial billing,
Now,
so.
did you compare this data to what it was last year at this time?
We did not.
I'm just wondering if, is it increased because of all the rain we've been having, or is there a problem up there somewhere?
But as you said, they reported 18,000
For the average.
That's
over
the
the whole
average over the
year.
course of fiscal '25.
over here, I
Yeah.
see, okay.
Or from March to March.
We don't have their apples to apples, what?
Right, but we will soon.
You say 100K and they say X, we don't have that X yet.
Right, so, when I get that next week, that will be, April to June for them, so I'll pass that over. It's not very detailed on the report that I get, however, I'm sure we could, at least look at your time period, your 5 weeks that you did the flow meters, and try to see, I mean, we should at least get an idea of if it's really far off.
The meters were in.
Well, we should be able to go off of our billing also, correct?
What's that?
We should be able to go off of our billing.
Well, the billing is based on their meter readings, they provide them to us.
Right, but what I'm saying is were the numbers they're providing us with today versus what it was last year or the year
Yeah,
before.
so last year was about 20-something thousand gallons a day average. This year, their meter readings are saying 17. So, when I look at from March of last year to March of this year, and I look at all their meter readings on their quarterly reports, it averages to 17,000 gallons a day, which seems extremely low compared to what Paul had given me maybe 2 months' worth, January and February, I think, where we subtracted out Progress Ave, and that, it was just based on his run times, but that was in the 60 to 80,000 gallon a day range. Something doesn't seem.
Do we have any idea how often your meters are calibrated?
No, but that's what we were talking about today. I'm wondering if that's an issue.
And when the last time it was calibrated?
Mhm. I think once next week comes and we get that report, we can definitely see, and then we'll know for sure if
Is
it's
there
way
any-
off.
Right, but I mean, if it hasn't been calibrated and it's way off,
Mhm.
we could be getting burnt
Mhm.
for a good period of time here.
So the good news and the bad news is if they truly are sending way more flow than the reports, obviously the bad news is we're getting underpaid.
They owe us some money.
Yeah, but the good news would be for us capacity-wise, that's already being counted in the meter readings. Us saying we have to reserve up to 57,000 gallons a day for them, subtracting what they're using, there may not be a reserve, cause it might already be all going in. We don't know
Yeah,
yet,
no,
but we'll
right,
know.
right.
So that is kind of that would be good news, to loosen up a little that we have in that column. But we'll know more next week when we have something concrete.
They are our biggest sub pump.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And then if that ends up being the case, I think, we should meet with them
Yeah.
sooner rather than later
Mhm.
to get all that worked out, because I just don't want that to keep going on, like, that's a lot of money if, when, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's a substantial, especially,
Yeah.
you know, not knowing when the last time the thing was calibrated.
Right,
I mean, this could have gone back for a year, 2 years, you don't know.
right, we don't know, so, I think that that's something that once we have that data, we should try to set something up with them. It's been a year anyway since we met with them, and I think that that's, important,
Yeah.
not
Get
to
an-
let it go.
Get an update on their plans.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then, the only other thing for okay, so, we talked in the past about doing the parcel to parcel check for flow going to Chelmsford, so that we can make sure we're on the same page with exactly who's connected and so forth, so that's been sent over, they're working on that now. As well as, I worked on the Drake one this week, sent that over, so Wood and Carn's gonna work over that and look at all that stuff, and then maybe by next month, we'll have more accurate numbers of, that table will be tightened up. In the meantime, we'll have the Charles George piece of the puzzle, so we'll work that into that as well, and maybe over the next month or so, we should be able to really have a true number of, you know, cause right now we've got a number, but it'll tighten it up and it'll be more accurate, I think, about flows. Drake, it isn't as much of a priority because we've got flow,
Right.
but Chelmsford's so tight.
How are we with the metering chamber that Drake was supposed to repair and
No,
nothing?
no.
That. both
The
of them.
last we heard,
Yeah.
they were, budgeting it, putting it out to
Yeah,
bid, but.
Marguerite was budgeting, putting it away, and she's no longer working there, so.
Oh, I didn't even know
Who's
that.
in charge now?
Joe, was her right hand man, so. New
Do-
kid on the block.
Do you want me to reach out to him, or,
Well, he knows about it.
okay, but
So-
should I send him a reminder?
Yeah, we should send them out
Okay,
a letter.
I don't think they've calibrated those since we've had the conversation. We
Okay.
calibrate the ones that we're responsible for once a year.
and they calibrated them, I think, didn't they calibrate them last year?
I'm not sure.
Okay, they were supposed
They
to.
didn't let me know, so.
But
Okay.
what do we base it on, our meter or theirs?
So,
For the billing?
so both, Paul takes readings and they take readings, and depending on the day, it could be a day apart, it
Sure,
could be the
yeah.
same day, they're within the ballpark of each other.
Yeah, okay.
But you're both measuring from the same meter.
Yep.
So,
Oh, I see.
you know what I mean? Where Chelmsford, Paul gives them the meter readings for the billing, and Lowell, they have a whole formula that's, you know, it's the Pawtucket Boulevard
Yep.
minus the Voc, and we base it on that, and then they have their indirect costs from the year before, and that's how they do their formula for, what they charge and all of that, but, I will send a letter to Drake and Stewart for the new guy.
Future sewer phases.
I still have a couple more updates on the
Okay.
other.
Yeah.
So overall, I won't bury the lead, we haven't really found much aside from the George landfill. We did the nighttime measurements, so like after midnight, we went out Constantine Drive and a few other areas with the focus on Constantine Drive. We saw about 13 gallons per minute coming at the bottom manhole at Constantine Drive. We attributed 8 of that to the first stretch of pipe between the first 2 manholes, and then it got a lot less after that. There was 2 up near the Constantine cul-de-sac area where it loops around, and then 2 back by Emerald Street, so there wasn't a lot there. We went out with the CCTV camera yesterday and didn't see any, the field engineer reported no II that was visible, on CCTV. It just rained a little bit that morning, so I was a little surprised not to see anything. And then the same thing on Westford Road, we were seeing close to 8 gallons per minute, down near Dunstable at Westford, and then chasing it back. It's a short run of pipe, but didn't see anything there either. So overall, we've seen some II and inflow, but haven't found anything that needs to be addressed.
Does that jive with the numbers that you had at nighttime with the meters? So, are we in the ballpark?
Yeah.
Cause school's not in either, so school's out,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that'll be the next step, is like double checking all that, but yeah, there was no surprises with the nighttime readings.
Okay.
It made sense. But we just didn't find anything
So
when we
it's-
actually
so it's
looked
pretty
at
tight.
this.
And you,
Yeah, I mean, 8 gallons a minute is 18,500 gallons per day. It's not nothing, but
basement pumper.
That's in line with the dump, the landfill, right? So that would encompass theirs,
That's,
at least the Dunstable one would.
that goes down to,
No,
that goes down to Bridge Meadowbrook Pump
Yeah.
Station.
Oh,
Were there two areas though that that you thought you found, Constantine, I thought was one, that was higher than what DEP's?
Right, yeah.
Was it those areas?
That's the one that was above it, the other one was very close to it, so
Okay.
those are the two areas we focused on.
Hmm.
And the nighttime measurements helped us kind of narrow it down a little bit more, and we didn't see anything. The only thing I did hear from the engineer that was out there is he did see some clear water coming through lateral, and but he said then it stopped, so it could be a sump pump.
Well, I would bet my money on it.
But it also could be just someone like running the sink, right?
I wouldn't
I
think-
have to see the video before.
Right, yeah,
I gotta see what the flow
usually
rate
runs
is.
and it stops and then you wait a few more minutes and it starts up again.
Yeah.
It's pretty consistent when it's a sub pump.
Well, that would have to be somebody in Constantine, because over Emerald Diamond, that area is pretty dry. That was
Then
a
you got the
sand pit.
cross-country run that goes.
Yeah,
Right, but that was a sand pit years ago, so I mean,
I don't put past anything, so.
Hmm.
yeah, 2 gallons a minute in those other areas could just be like each joint, like a little bit of water.
It's all plastic, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be tight, but
should be tight.
yeah, 2 gallons a minute's not much, you're not really chasing that much, but yeah, 8 gallons a minute, maybe there
the
is some
borderline
pump.
is a problem.
There'll be a problem in that stretch somewhere. They didn't
So-
see anything on when they cambered it?
But the option could be that later on we go back out and camera it again.
Yeah.
We might see something different.
And you're gonna do smoke testing on those, or
Yeah, in the inflow areas, we could still do the smoke testing too.
is that, I'm just thinking that we could try to
Well,
now.
if there's any cracks or anything going on,
Yeah.
I'll try to find out. Comes out somebody's chimney.
Hmm.
Yeah, probably, it's so cheap, we should do the smoke testing
While you're
just to
there.
see if we can find
Especially in that
anything.
area, yeah.
So yeah, we'll wait probably next month, once it dries out a little bit, go and do the smoke testing.
Have you found some pump before doing smoke testing? Have you?
In town.
Yeah, on the other
That's
end.
Yeah, we have.
Lake area, yeah.
Those are, they're just hard to regulate.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the key.
You're right.
Problem is they disconnect and
They just take it, put it back.
And they
They
put it back on.
in, yeah.
This time I'll turn it over to our chairman.
You keep going.
That's fine, that's fine.
Where are we at?
Aye, program.
Please, please.
Future for future dues.
Oh, all right.
that was the end of that, right?
That was the end.
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
That's the next one, future phases? All right, anything?
So earlier this week, I got an email from, Merrimack Valley, hold on one second. Merrimack Valley Planning Commission, and they have a grant opportunity, for basically, there's 3 types of project activities that would fall into this. Planning, assessments, monitoring, and feasibility studies with the intent to spur future capital projects. Equipment and supply purchasing to directly aid in water quality improvement, and activities or projects that directly support the Merrimack River Collaborative. It's all things that are geared towards, keeping the Merrimack clean, but they are allowing wastewater facilities in the area, to apply for these. So the grants would, typically they would, award between $10,000 and $50,000 per grant. So I wanted to bring it before you at this time to see, I know a lot of our projects that we're going for grants is a lot more expensive than this, but is there anything you all see that would fall in that range that would be useful towards?
Could we get into that grant program and use that money for the, Fairlands project? Should we add it on to an existing project, or?
We probably could, the only thing with that is, you know, we haven't heard yet if we have that Fairlinks grant.
Yeah, but if we apply for it and get it, it doesn't mean we have to use it.
Yeah,
You can always say, hey,
Yeah.
we're all set, but
and,
I'd
and
rather
the,
see us apply for everything we can get, and if we don't use it, we don't use it.
How much are we talking with that one?
they said each award would be between 10 and 50,000.
10 and 50?
Between 10 and
10
50,
and 50.
somewhere in that range.
I mean, is there anything we can do over there that would,
That's what I was thinking, like,
if
even
we don't,
with the.
if for the sake of argument, we don't get that other grant back again, right?
Right.
Is there anything else we can do with that?
Would there be anything in the pump station upgrade that you could do with that money? Any piece of that project, you think?
I'm sure we can find something.
Well, isn't the biggest thing that it's gonna be replacing the can, right? And that, if we don't do that, what matters, well, we're gonna need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think the main reason we got the other one, the other grant was because we were gonna take all those houses that are right on the river off the septic, which this amount obviously couldn't do that for us, but I'm trying to think of something we could use it to piece together with that other.
Paul, any recommendations? Pumps would be two,
We could use it for the we're gonna have to redesign it.
The whole thing would have to be design.
For the redesign, and they do say
That's like
planning.
the most logical thing to have
Okay,
planned.
because that's outside of the phase 1, phase 3, and 5 full design, there's other redesign for the pump station itself.
Right, I think our strategy, if I remember right, was under phase 3-5, we put in a design with the intent of like, if we do end up getting this grant, we'll just have to polish the design to go in tune with the new phalanx project.
Yeah, okay, so maybe with that range of, I mean, it would certainly help with
Yeah.
that redesign.
Yeah, that would definitely.
Okay, so let me, I'm off Monday, let me reach out to her on Tuesday, just to run that by her before I apply, and maybe in the meantime, if you could get me a rough estimate of what that portion of the redesign is, and then at least I'll have backup for her, if that sounds
Yeah.
good to you guys?
Should be right around 50,
My
right?
guess is about 50 is right.
It's amazing how that works out.
Exactly.
anything else on that?
No.
Anybody else, anything future phases? Alright, Flint's Corner Development.
Okay, so, at the last meeting, you all had asked me to send a certified letter to the developer's attorney and engineer because this has been going on for a very long time and we're waiting for feedback. So I ended up, Ben, who is the town planner, ended up receiving a phone call from the Duffy son. And so there's a meeting next week that I'm gonna sit in on because, what they said was that the current developers there are no longer pursuing the project that was being proposed there. But I believe the Duffys may have something to propose. So I'll sit in on that meeting, because our MOA is with the Duffys. And, get an update from them, what are they looking to do, how many gallons are they looking for? And ask them to either come before you all or to provide something in writing that I can give to you that specifies that, because the MOA would need to be updated either way, and just remind them that if they do want to continue with that MOA, that the repair work on Warden Road would have to be the priority before any building occurs. I believe that's what you all had decided, because
What are they looking for, gallons?
they were looking for 27,000 gallons a day. That's what's currently in that MOA that we are locked into with them. So I don't know what this new, I have no idea what's coming up now. I don't think we have more than that, but maybe they'll reduce the amount that they need, and I'll try to get you some information.
When is the meeting?
It's July 15th, at, I believe at 1 PM, it's Tuesday.
That's here.
Yeah. Do you wanna try to come?
I may, yeah, I may be able to come.
Okay, I believe it's 1, if you wanna call me Tuesday morning, just remind me, I'll look it up for you.
But I think also, when you go to that meeting, you should make it clear to them that we're not gonna be waiting around if we have in the past. If they have a plan, bring it forward, couple of months, if it's not started, it's done.
Okay.
We got people, yeah, exactly, we got people knocking on the door. looking for
Exactly.
quotes, so.
There's too much stuff going on to be holding this, it's been going on for over a year.
Yeah,
Longer than that, I
Yeah,
think.
a couple of years, actually.
yeah. So bring a plan, and we would need things to start going within a few months, while we can hold it out. Okay.
That it on Flint's Corner?
Yes.
Alright. MF, Tyngsborough Housing Authority, Brinley Terrace requested connect.
Nothing new on that?
Nothing updated.
No.
Nothing?
I think you just want me to keep it on for the future,
Yeah,
right?
but, I was hoping we would have, some discussions, but we haven't had any, I know I didn't do anything. with that being said, right, I don't know if anybody heard the radio, you would know the, the town manager in Chelmsford was on talking about sewer capacity.
Oh,
And he mentioned that they're looking to go to the MWRA somehow through Borica. But he also mentioned that Tyngsborough sends flow to Nashua, which I don't
no, we
believe
do
is
not.
true.
No.
That would
We
be
do
nice
not.
if you could.
We
Which I
tried
don't-
that.
We
which I-
tried.
Yeah, for a few
Which I don't
years.
believe is true.
No.
There are the two properties that go through the mall, but other than that, we don't send any flow there.
Yep.
So, I think we should maybe think about this and at some point, maybe, send a letter to the town manager and ask him to have some type of discussion and at least correct the record. But I don't know the best, I don't know the best, philosophy to go forward with that, but I just.
If you want, I could talk
I'm
to
just-
Jake and Colin, where
Yeah.
Colin's the town manager, and just see what they think is,
I'm just throwing that out there because I think,
yeah,
if anybody from Tyngsborough is listening, they think we're sending flow to,
yeah,
and we're not at all, so.
yeah.
All right, nothing else on that, right? All right, new business, topic the chair did not reasonably anticipate would be discussed. Anything?
No.
Alright, 265 Dunstable Road Connection ADU.
Okay, I believe that's what
That's
we're here
me.
for.
Yep,
Feel
yep.
free to come take a seat wherever you'd like. So the reason, that they're here this evening is, they're proposing an ADU at 265 Dunstable Road. The house itself is already connected to sewer, but all sewer requests I need to bring in front of you, because
Right.
we're very tight on capacity, so I just
Is
wanted to
it-
see how you wanted to.
Is it attached or detached?
Detached.
For the size, okay?
Yeah, and I just wanted to ask, because there's a lot of ADUs now that are, like, it's a popular thing now, we should probably try to set a policy in place about capacity in ADUs. I know we already did fees and we already did connection requirements, just because I'm gonna be seeing a lot of those. And I just wanted to tell you what Jake's input, he asked me to let you know his input. The way that he looks at it is, if the house is already connected to sewer and the ADU is below 900 square feet or below that threshold where it doesn't trigger a special permit, he didn't think it was an issue to allow them, because he looked at it like, if you had a regular house and someone put in a fifth bedroom or a fourth bedroom, we wouldn't look into that. So I know, we're very limited on the capacity, but at the same time, I just think if we can come to a decision of how do we handle it with an ADU. And he said, it'd be a different story if the house itself wasn't connected. But, so that's where his thoughts were, the 900 square foot rule was the limit, but he just wanted to give you his input.
All right, with that,
It's 900 square feet.
of course.
This is the one on the corner of Warden?
Yes.
Yeah.
And any additional flows, do you know those numbers?
It's a two-bedroom home, so I don't know what the resulting flow would be from that.
Two-bedroom home that's existing?
No, it's it's a two-family right now. It's got a, two-bedroom apartment and a three-bedroom apartment. And then we're adding the ADU, which would be an additional two bedrooms, so you'd have 7 total bedrooms on the parcel. So the
that's not a-
existing house is already connected.
But it's not this is not a betterment project, right?
No.
Part of the betterment.
No,
So this would be connected through the existing line?
Well, that I don't know, I
Because
guess
there's no
you tell
stub,
us how we.
there's no stub there for it, I'm assuming, because it wasn't planned.
Yep.
Yeah.
no, we just updated the regs with the, state and how people needed to
Did
connect.
we-
Yeah, we just did the regs for that, so he'd have to go through the existing house.
Did we allow, trying to remember, did we allow for detached to be connected to the existing line, or do they have to go separate?
No,
I'm trying to-
only if the unit was attached to the house. If it's detached,
Well, they could do manhole and, right, and then one into a, yeah.
where does that, do you know where your sewer connection comes out?
I don't know if it's on, does it run down Dunstable Road or just Wood?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think if I
Turns the
remember
corner.
correctly when it was done, I think it comes out onto Dunstable Road.
Yeah.
So that one would be on board. So, be a new service.
We'd have to find out.
I'm assuming they're just a contractor for the job, is that correct?
What's our new reg say? We just got them typed up.
Okay, so, a separate and independent building sewer shall be provided for every building except where one building is a separate ADU, or where one building stands at the rear of another, and no private sewer is available. So, authorized sewer personnel will determine if a manhole is required for exterior lateral connections, or if cleanouts are required. No separate and independent building sewer from an ADU to the street will be allowed. So, they don't wanna have a separate line, the commission just kinda voted on these very recently, so no separate line from the ADU to the street, it would have to somehow connect to the
Connect to the
pipe.
existing.
So basically, we'll end up probably putting the manhole in,
Yep.
so we can
Yep.
tap, so everybody's still separate,
Right.
so that way if they have, it's just ever an issue, we know what's going on.
And then it just says a basement ADU shall tie into the existing sewer in the basement. For a new ADU, in your case, the sewer commission requires the existing building sewer from the existing building to the public sewer to have a camera inspection at the property owner's expense. The authorized sewer personnel will determine if repairs or replacement is necessary.
So the request before us is to allow the connection?
So what are we talking for a typical two-bedroom, what's a, if it was just say a two-bedroom home, 900 square foot home, it's one, or 330 gallons?
Well, on engineering,
Allocated.
you look at
110
110
gallons
per bedroom,
110
is that
per bedroom, so
Title
two.
5 usually?
That sounds right.
And how many are there now?
That is
3,
allowed.
4? So gonna be 6.
Well, two,
There's gonna be 7 altogether, correct?
Correct.
but the other.
The others are already on.
That's not a bedroom, was it?
No.
No.
No,
So if the other building's already existing, it's
Yeah, they're
been
already-
on sewer.
No, just trying to figure out it would be
So it
110
do-
gallons from, per bedroom, right? So that's,
So 220.
so it's like 2 EIUs, right? It would be almost 700.
Well, but I think actual, right, average daily flow
Yeah.
would probably be like, I don't know, if
I
that goes
think
by
we
Title
figured it
5.
on 3 for,
What's that?
I think we figured it on 3 for a house. So, you need a tie-in fee for 3, and now we have an extra, so now you go from, what did you say, 5 bedrooms now?
Right now
So
it's
what?
5.
No, it's a 3 and a 2.
Oh, it's 5?
5 right now, and then
5
with
right
the
now.
ADU it'll be 7.
So it'll be adding technically 1 extra bedroom. So you start new.
Mhm.
So it would be, if it was a bedroom, it would be the 30 EIU. Was
Right.
it? So.
So really, the capacity is the issue, we've already got
The
the
capacity
pricing,
issue, the
Yeah.
pricing we have in
We
our
already
regs.
got the pricing, yeah, so
It's like, for a separate ADU, it would be $9,900 connection fee.
I mean,
But it's the
I think
capacity
that-
that's
I
the
think
issue.
the capacity's gonna be minimal, you know, so I don't, in that respect, I don't think it's,
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a big
I don't
problem.
think it's a big deal, except we do have a capacity issue that we have to figure out, right? So,
Yeah, well,
I
there's-
guess the question is, do we wanna penalize these folks because, you know, we have a benefit project in town, but we don't allow them to go that we're trying to fix? And if we do fix it, then there's no issues, right? That's my thoughts.
Yeah, the building commissioner just let me know that, just while you're having this conversation tonight, there is another, one coming up on this side of that's in the works, like in the permitting, that's coming up on this side of the bridge sending flow to Chelmsford as well.
Mhm.
That's why I thought if we could get a policy in place, because I have to comment on all of these as they come through, so I just wanted to see how are we looking at ADUs, you know,
As far as flow goes.
as far as flow goes.
And-
With,
and
with the,
What's your,
with the
uh,
house that's connected already.
What's the timeframe when, they want it?
With the foundation's already in.
No.
We didn't anticipate we had an issue, we assumed the sewer was available. And the town should permit, I guess there was a note, but I never saw it.
I mean, I agree with Jake, the 300 here, 300 there is not a death knell, but you got 30 of these, 40 of these,
Yeah.
numbers start to add up, and then,
And they are coming in, so.
I mean, I don't think those numbers are gonna happen very quickly, but I don't,
Well, I mean,
you could probably answer that.
again, I don't have,
A lot of people thinking about it.
yeah. I mean, I really don't have an issue with this, I just
I don't
think,
either.
I think we need to, fast track our flow issue,
Yeah.
try to expedite that, so we can eliminate this type of stuff.
We'll know where we stand.
Yeah, exactly.
So it should get clearer in the next meeting.
Right.
Which it would,
Specifically
yeah,
2
in the
months.
by the next meeting, I think for sure we'll know
So,
accurate
Cause we've got
numbers.
another one at the table that has a similar thing, so.
Mhm.
Right. Alright, so,
Yeah, I'm okay with,
I'll make a motion to approve it.
motion to approve the connection at 265 Dunstable Road, ADU, with a, connection to the existing, well, per the regs, right, so we're
Per
fine.
regs.
Is there a second?
second,
Alright, any further discussion? Hearing seen, none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
The
Thank you.
regulations are online on the town website, so you definitely wanna, check those out construction-wise and just, you'd still need to do an application with us just, and have Paul out there to inspect and all that, so
Yes.
when you're at that point, just give us a call.
Sure.
Okay.
Alright, thank you, good day.
Thank you. Alright, 275 Dunstable Road, request to connect
So basically,
for
it's
housing
just like
development.
anything else.
Yeah.
Just like
Yes, so I
You have to do
received,
it.
I received an email, no, the person isn't here, I received an email that someone was looking to see, check on sewer capacity. There's a large plot of land near the Charles George landfill, heading towards the Flint's Corner pump station on the same side of the road. And we looked at it on the computer, the land goes all the way back to Route
Charles
3.
George property,
45.
Yes.
his house, yeah.
Yes.
right by his house.
Yep, so they're looking to put 34 homes in there. So I explained the capacity situation, but I told her, I need to bring all these decisions in front of you, so.
Who's putting it forward?
I'm not sure, I have the person's, hold on one second, I can tell you, actually. The person who reached out to me was, a Realtor. Erin, her name's Erin, she was a Realtor, so that's the person that I told I would look into it and get back to her. So I don't know who she's working on behalf of, but it was for enough public sewer capacity to service 36 homes.
So,
Should give you any indication whether they're gonna be 2-bedroom homes, 4-bedroom homes?
No,
I'd say we need more information.
okay,
I don't,
Gotta remember where it goes to.
I mean, you're
Goes
gonna put,
to
yeah, I mean,
Flint's.
you gotta
And then it
put
goes down
35 homes up, are they gonna be 6-bedroom homes, or,
Right.
are they gonna be 2-bedroom starter homes, what's,
how many homes, 36?
36 homes.
36 homes?
But I mean, there's a
So-
few things, right, there's a few inputs,
Yeah.
that spreadsheet,
Yeah.
the
We
capacity.
need,
Yes.
we need to know what the
And then-
plans are.
Yeah, but then there's the
Assuming 2
landfill,
bedrooms?
what their plans are.
Yeah.
If they're-
I just did 330.
If they're planning to come off or lower what they're dumping in,
Yeah,
that's a big driver.
And that's a force main at that point.
I think gravity starts right at Brookside, right across the street.
right across the street.
It's either
Yeah,
there,
you're right, yeah.
there or it's the one before that, the force main dumps into the
Yeah,
forest.
I know it's right in that area.
It's right in that area.
Yeah.
Then you gotta look at what's going
What-
downstream, with the Warden Road section, we were already throttled back. And if somebody has another project going in,
Is that the line with the 8-inch, 10-inch, 8-inch, 12-inch, whatever
Yes.
it is?
That's one.
downstream, right?
Yeah.
Yes, of
So-
course.
Good.
No, it's complete from your thought, yeah.
No, I'm just saying that's another issue with, that would affect Flint's Corner, right?
That's what I was gonna say, if the Tuesday meeting turns into, we don't have any plans, this would impact, they have to do something on Dunstable Ward, they have to
Yeah.
basically do
Right.
a project
The
Yeah.
MOA, yeah.
Yep,
to get that capacity.
yep, the infrastructure repair, I'm wording.
Otherwise, unless the landfill decides we're gonna dump the stuff into the streams and stuff, we're not gonna use it at all. Well, maybe with the new EPA, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
They have changed the rules a little bit.
They might open up a lot of capacity
Yeah,
for you.
exactly, out of the street. Alright, so yeah,
A
that,
lot of questions in the answer.
yeah,
The-
so
yeah.
we'll know more
We'll know more next
spreadsheet
month,
and,
and the result of the trials and talking
Right.
to them.
Yeah.
The only other thing I would say, Brian, too, or all of you, is when we get to that point that we have our real number, if some capacity is opened up, do you think it would be wise to go back to anyone in the past 6 months that was denied and offer that to them. I don't know if they've already moved on and put in septics, because at the time we didn't have the capacity. I mean, we don't know if we will now, but if it does open up, you know.
I'm just trying to think how many. I mean,
She's got a list.
I have, you know, I know who's come before us, but I wanna say there were, like, one asked for like 2 homes, and then there were 2 single-family homes that were denied, and then there was the housing authority as well, so, not denied, but, you know, they came
Right.
for us too, so I just feel like if capacity opens up, we should probably start a list of
That's
first
fair.
come, first served, just to be fair,
That's fair.
Um,
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
okay. And we really only had, the denials really only began, I would say, over the course of the winter,
Yeah.
um,
I think if we do that, if we offer it to them, we have to set some type of a
Deadline.
timeframe.
Yeah.
Say, look,
You
if
get
you
30
want it,
days.
we need a yes
Well,
or
yeah,
no,
yeah,
you get
yeah.
2 months
we still
to
got
do
the
it, if
postpone
not,
thing that could
if
be-
not, we get somebody else that will take
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
so we'll wait till we see what our actual
Yeah.
capacity is.
Right,
But there's a few moving parts right now that could potentially open some up.
right. All right, 275 Dunstable Road, request to connect for housing development.
That's the one right
Oh, I'm sorry. 1620 Kendall Road, request for additional capacity.
Yeah, so Fran is here for that. Do you mind if I just give a little quick background for
Go
that?
right ahead.
Okay, so, okay, so 16 and 20, Flint Road was, both of those parcels received a betterment under the Phase 1 West project. And then, as you know, one of the buildings was taken down. There was a proposed, pub, 99C pub, that came before us, back in, I think we talked with Fran back in 2020, it was about 5 years ago. So at that point in time, we had calculated what he would need for this pub versus subtracting out what he was already given for betterments. So basically, 16 Kendall was assessed 1 betterment, 20 Kendall was assessed 2 ERUs, 2 ERUs. So the property right now is already paid for 3 ERUs, so 990 gallons a day of better flow already has been, they own right now. And so looking at this back in the day, it looked like they were going to need another, I believe another 3 ERUs that they would have to buy through a privilege fee. And at that point in time, you had offered, a covenant could be done as well. It could either be paid off in one lump sum or done as a covenant. But I believe, I'm just looking at my notes here, I believe it would have been, okay, we got it here, hold on. So the proposed restaurant pub, under Title V would need 3,465 gallons a day. Taking half of that with the average usage was 1,732 gallons was what they were looking at for a number. Under Phase 1 West betterments, they already had 990 gallons a day. So it looked like they would need an additional, 3 ERU, rounding up 3 ERUs. So at that point in time, there wasn't an official vote to give it, it was that, yes, it's available, you can purchase it if you like, you can do a privilege fee. But nothing had happened at that point, so here we are now, we're back now, and now unfortunately the capacity's tight.
COVID hit.
COVID hit,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
If you wanna take it from there, I just wanted to give them the history, so that.
Yeah, no, that's basically it. We had the, all the site plans were done, all the engineering was done, and, right before we were gonna put it out there, COVID hit, so we just shelved it, so. And now we have interest in the property, but we can't develop it like it is without the sewer
Is,
capacity.
this is Bob's property, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. How soon would you be starting this?
We've applied for a foundation permit, we don't have anything signed, but we would like to get going, and I'm, willing to move on it with the anticipation that someone's gonna take it.
I don't like going back on my word, we told them we'd do it. We told them,
Well, again, it's development, and I think it's good for the town.
it's good for the town, I mean, you've been a resident of town for years. And like I said, we gave them the okay, so I mean, basically he was going out looking to pursue this, unfortunately COVID hit.
The bakery's across the street, correct?
That's
I'm
close.
sorry?
The bakery's across the street, correct?
That's right, it's between the fire station in the old town hall.
So, just an FYI, I know that it's, talking about what a restaurant and what a bakery is too, so there's another.
Yeah, but we didn't promise them.
No, no, I'm just saying, that's gonna be coming down the road too.
Yeah.
So we would just, again, I think we need to fast track this, flow thing and get a, cause, you know, we turn him away, and the bakery comes out, we turn him away, that's, you know, it's not good for the town. It's, you know, these are the things that are gonna be in the center of town, it's good for everybody, you know, it's good for, the developers, it's good for the, you know, the tax rate, it's good for.
Oh, it's
good
gonna give us what the town's
It's
been
good for
talking
the
about
town
for how
center,
many years.
exactly,
We need a center.
exactly, so, I understand the flow issue, and I think we should support it, and again,
I don't think this is
I
gonna
think
show
we
us.
need to, I mean, I'm gonna say it till our cows come home, fast track this flow thing, and we gotta get it figured out one way or the other,
Mhm.
that's all. That's my thoughts.
Completely agree.
I mean, I don't think, how many gallons did you say it was?
800-ish.
800?
Give or take.
Much
Yeah.
big,
It's not gonna kill
They
us.
need another 800.
No, I get it, I
How much a
understand,
day?
it's just that,
800.
800 gallons.
Well,
it's
I
not gonna hurt us today, it'll hurt us,
Oh, 17.
17
But
on
they
a
already
really
have,
day.
they already have 990.
Again.
Well, it's gonna hurt us on future
right.
projects,
What are they gonna
but
be using
like
it for?
I said, not to repeat myself at the
17.
time, but
Yeah, not 800.
we gave this gentleman
Right, but the rest is
the
all
word
things
that,
are
yeah,
all
we could
within
give, you could get the
less,
extra
'cause
flow.
it's a betterment.
So obviously he spent a lot of money on this, and it's better, it's a good project for the town, in my opinion. I would have no problem, making a motion to approve it, but I would think if we approve it, we have to put some kind of
Do we-
some kind of a time frame that we're not gonna wait a
Right.
year, you know, for this to go through. I mean, it's gotta be, if you're building it, connect up, and it's a done deal.
So,
Or at least commit to purchase the additional floor, take it off the market.
it would be,
Well, yeah.
we're talking the 3 ERUs, right?
You
It
can
would be
purchase
three
it, but what I'm
three
saying is,
ERUs.
if it's just sitting there, I'd rather, at least if he purchases it and he puts, he's going for the foundation,
Yeah, I just-
we know it's going forward.
It's the
So
chicken
when
and
someone
egg.
comes in and we deny him, you know, they can't throw it in our face, look, you gave him the okay and he still hasn't done anything
Well,
with
there's
it.
a bit of a special case, 'cause back 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago,
You did,
this.
you did,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was okay then.
Right.
The time.
We didn't know.
What's
we
your
were gonna have
timeframe?
to-
I'd like to have it up within a year, you know, I mean, like, I need a commitment, I can only go so far without,
I need a commitment from us.
well, the commitment
From
from you,
the-
from
and
you
the-
and from
And
someone to,
right.
to run the
But you can't-
restaurant.
You can't get them until we say okay.
Right, that's right.
All right, so, did you,
I'll make a motion to approve it,
I think we should add
timeframe.
the gallons and the time frame, yeah.
So
Well,
3 ERU, allowing,
yeah.
purchase 3 ERUs under a privilege fee.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like the betterment, once you purchase it, whether you use it or not, it's yours.
Right,
It's an
right.
if it's an empty lot, so I don't think you can put a stipulation of a year or 18 months or something that the restaurant's up and running, and I don't think it's fair to him, if he's gonna pay. If he's not willing to pay, and he wants a soft commitment that we've allocated it, then I think we can put terms of some time frame. But I think if he's willing to buy,
Yeah, he's going, yeah, no, I agree.
if he's willing to
Kinda
buy it,
spoke
it's
on that,
his,
yeah.
you use it or not, I mean, everybody wants to see this happen, so you're all cheerleaders for that, but we understand that, you know, you can't pull the horse to water, I mean, I think you're right, once you start to put a foundation and put some building up, it's a whole lot easier for somebody to say,
Right,
I can start inside construction.
exactly,
you know,
right.
so, I'll second that motion, sir.
All right, so there's a motion on the floor and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none, all in favor?
No,
Opposed, unanimous. All right, well, good luck.
Thank you very
Um,
much.
Yeah, let you develop all your buyers know that
Yeah.
time is of the essence.
Yes, it is, yep,
Picture looks
always.
very nice.
Fran, I'll be back in the office Tuesday, so anytime next week, if you wanna
Okay,
touch base about, finalizing the paperwork for that,
very good,
okay? And, 'cause I'm off the week after that, just,
Okay.
I don't know what your timelines are, but,
all right, very good. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
I agree with that.
All All right, yeah, we got a little bit of time, Fred, we got the sewer administrator's
Oh,
report.
that will take a while.
Oh, boy. All right, so, let's see what we got here. We have meeting minutes to approve from June 12th, both regular and executive session.
You sent these to us, right?
Yes.
So you have two work, or you wanna wait?
What's that?
No, two works, yeah.
Yep.
Make a motion to approve the June 2025 meeting minutes as printed.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, unanimous.
Make a motion to approve the June 12th executive session meeting minutes as printed, not to be released.
Second. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, unanimous.
Okay, there's bills warrants to be reviewed. Oh, also I have, Woodard and Curran brought in their fiscal, now we're in fiscal 26, their general services and legal support, contracts for you to sign, Brian?
Of course.
Okay.
Did,
Do you want anything?
No, we bring that up right now, so, yeah, get that one off the plate.
Okay, let me just get my, bills warrants out. Okay, so these are the bills warrants. A lot of them were the end of the fiscal 25, and we got some fiscal 26. But what we have here is Sherbon, who we're under contract with. I have 3 quotes, but before I send them back to the gentleman, I wanted to, because it's big money, I want you guys to be okay with it. We had budgeted for a generator in fiscal 26, and this is for the Audrey Ave pump station. We had budgeted 50,000, the price came in at 31,300. So if you're okay, I will place the order, because those take a little bit of time to come in.
You guys taking notes here? 15:31.
So noted.
Surely.
Well, that's good.
I-
What's the kilowatt?
It's probably on here,
It's
right?
not a very big one.
50, 79?
And this is,
Yeah.
this includes removing the existing, installing the new one,
Gas.
electrical and plumbing
Natural
hookup,
gas.
it's, yeah, yep.
It's inside, so they have to retrofit it in.
Yeah, right.
Just like they did with Elm Street.
How old's the existing one? I assume this is the.
This is the oldest one
The prior,
in
yeah.
town, so we jumped over this one because we couldn't do 2 at once.
Yeah, right.
So I figured we'd do the biggest one was Elm Street, so now we're going back to Audrey.
And your truck's still running good?
Oh, yeah, it'll last it'll last the
You
time
can
I
get
leave.
from Elm Street,
Well,
Elm Street to Audrey.
Tenure.
Yeah, it'll last my tenure.
Did they tell you how long you have to wait?
What did it take last time, 16 weeks?
Yeah, a
or
couple
so?
months.
Couple,
Uh,
that's not
yeah.
bad.
No, it's
Yeah.
not
Better.
bad.
It's
Good.
getting better.
Yeah,
No, they are getting
it is
better.
getting better.
So
I've
the
waited
pri-
for over a year on some projects.
The
We're
price
gonna-
fluctuates
Oh,
though.
for generators?
My
We've waited that
Bigger
long
ones
just to
than
tighten
that.
the telephone pole.
Yeah. Well, that's always been an issue. That's nothing new.
I did a 300 kilowatt diesel and it was a year.
Okay,
to the-
Couple of questions.
yes,
Weston and Sampson,
Yes.
1660.
1660, okay, so Weston and Sampson, that was Flint's Corner. They ordered the motherboard, there was a service call, they had to troubleshoot with the well level not reading on mission. Do you wanna get into the whole Flint's Corner story?
So while I was on vacation, we had a situation over at Flint's Corner. So is this the transformer one?
Why don't you fill them in on all of the Flint's Corner
So-
at the same time?
Well, they lost power over there, right?
Yeah, we had a lot of issues at Flint's Corner. We lost the transformer one week, and then it blew out the pump controller, and we replaced the pump controller. I went on vacation, and then we had another issue over at Flint's Corner with the power.
Yeah, they lost a leg, I think.
Yeah, we lost a
Yeah.
leg, and then it blew our transformer up,
Yeah.
cause our transfer switch didn't close all the way. And, so we were backfeeding the system, plus the street power was back on. So as soon as the pumps called, it just blew the it just boom,
It was low.
it just blew. So, Doug had Weston and Sampson come out and, they did troubleshooting and they had some pieces and they said they could replace the transfer switch in a couple days. They had the parts, they came in, they didn't fit, he had to he took the transfer switch out, and I got a call the other day saying he couldn't fit it, and it wasn't gonna work, we're gonna have to get a new transfer switch, and that was gonna have to get retrofitted, and it was gonna be like $9,000. I'm like, we're already 2 weeks into this, with no transfer switch. So I called Sherborne the other day, I said, Chris, I need a transfer switch. He says he was working on one, he had one, he can get it here next week, sometime in the middle of next week for $3,000. We don't have to change out the cabinet, they can just use the additional cabinet, put all the guts in it, and, so I got that ordered, that's coming in. Right now, we're doing the wire for wire, so when the power goes out, we have to kill everything and go wire to wire, re-energize.
So why wouldn't they have done it from the start? Why Weston and Sampson? Do they have our contract for?
That contract is over.
But at the time, Weston and Sampson is our call-out
Yep.
people under contract.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, Sherborne is just, they can get pumps and parts and they do all the
Yeah,
generators.
sure.
So we call, they call us and Sampson. Alright, so
So,
is,
if the
yes,
contract's
sorry.
over, why did we call them?
Because
were under
it was still in
contract
June
when Doug
when this
called them.
happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So they had to finish out what they were working on because they were,
we couldn't stop them
right,
midstream and
so,
be like,
and when
June
he said
30th,
that,
let's go.
So, let me just ask this question.
Yes,
Seems like we've had a lot of issues with, transfer switches and
yes, that's my next.
DVD drivers. Is there any safety measures we can put in line, or there's some type of,
Surge control?
Yeah, exactly, surge control or
Well,
fuse
they
or
all
something?
have surge protection,
Yeah,
so,
but they're not working,
no, they work.
so then why are they not protecting the device?
It's a 30-year-old transfer switch.
I had issues with a brand new elevator when that third leg went, some lights were flashing and it's a big
It's-
problem when they lose I don't understand the 64, 80 volt, but
Right. It happens,
when one's messed up, it's,
so,
yeah.
so,
So the new guys coming in, maybe we should have a conversation with them and see if there's any recommendations they have. I mean, I'm just,
oh, with Daigle, that.
yeah.
Yeah, and they are an electric, by trade electric, so they
That's
might have.
what goes, right,
traffic
the
control.
transfer switch is the first thing,
Yes.
basically, so that's the first point of impact if we have
Yeah.
grid pump issues, right?
right,
So, while we're on the subject then, I'll just keep it going, because this was gonna be part of my report. So, I was talking to Chris from Sherborne about transfer switch. So, we got that one coming, to repair that one. To rent one, it's like $900 a week, in case I needed one. Then he says, well, wait a minute, so he did a little research. I can buy one, a universal transfer switch, that we could keep at the garage, just like the generator, in case anything happens to any other transfer switch in town. We just take this one, bring it over there, they wire it up, and we're good to go, until they order a new one.
And there's no
And how much is that?
form fit issue?
$6,184
So,
for the universal transfer switch that
Right.
could fit
Take
any
it-
station but Parker
But
and Fowler.
Parker and
and
Fowler.
alright, so that's 6,000, so that would be, then we gotta buy a regular switch too, at the cost of?
Right, this
At
one
the
would
cost
fit-
of what?
Well, then you still gotta fix the original issue, this is more of a stopgap, right?
Yes,
Right.
This
just
gets
like
you-
the generator.
Right.
Like
You're
a
putting a
generator.
patch on it until the.
Right, so we buy that for what's the regular transfer switch cost?
Did you say three?
Well, it depends on, the one he's putting in now is 3,000.
Three.
So
Weston-
that's more of a maintenance thing.
Weston and Sampson was not.
Correct.
Yeah, and Weston and Sampson was 9.
Yeah.
They all vary because they're all different sizes. But this one we could pick it up, bring it to the station, and they could wire it in, so we're online, everything's happy, until they order the one that we need.
So all the transfer switches are different
Yes,
because of,
amperage.
Amperage and everything,
anyway.
size pumps we got.
But this universal one can be used.
All of them
It-
except
it-
for 2 stations.
And And those are our two brand new stations, Parker and Fowler.
Because that unit would've cost $9,000, and I wouldn't be able to pick it up.
It's
It's
like 300
58
pounds.
high, 24 wide, 18 inches deep. It's the size of that file cabinet, and it weighs 300 pounds.
That's not working out.
So, so this one for six.
Membership to a gym.
So, yeah, this one for $6,000 is
Interesting.
400
Yeah.
amps, which does all our stations but the two 600s.
So how many issues in the last 3 years?
We've had 3 issues just in the last year,
Just, it seems like it's happening a lot.
so.
And they're all old, right? The old ones.
Yeah, they're old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just old. And you do have someone now on board who you can call and have them
Yes,
repair this, so
yeah.
you can have them look at them.
Well,
So what do we, if we don't, what do we do now, if we don't buy this?
Just what he did over
We
the
wing it.
weekend.
We
Yeah,
wait?
till they.
Yeah, we wait, and like I just told Fred, we gotta hardwire it.
You gotta, yeah, he's gonna do it
So we're
manually.
fooling around with 480. Yeah, it's not very safe.
Well, you're not fooling off 480, right? We're getting an
No,
electrician
they-
to do that, right?
Oh, you
Well,
guys are.
we're gonna be connecting the lines after we shut everything off. We get the ends there.
And it's live on one side,
It would be dead.
on the.
We have to shut the main off, we shut the generator off, we
Sure.
shut the controller.
So it's in
The whole
I
place
got
is
it.
dark.
I got it.
And we're just
So once
disconnect,
once you kill the power, it's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was just, you know, as another, piece to the puzzle, just like we have the backup generator. But sometimes it could take 12 weeks to get a transfer switch, depending on the size.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah.
And it'll always stay with the generator.
Lousy spending $6,000, but it sounds like it's worthwhile, one time.
Oh, it's reusable too.
Yes.
It's not like you're gonna use it once and it's
Yeah.
junk, it's,
Unless you have another pile thing.
Well, that's just the way it is. We only got one generator too, so I
Alright.
can't divide that one and run cords everywhere.
So the generator is okay to order and that transfer switch is okay to order?
I think
Yeah.
it's probably.
The generator's gonna take a little while to get here.
New pickup just went even further out.
I mean, I guess the savings on the generator probably just paid for the transfer switch, right?
He's never gonna get that big up.
Um,
All right,
Oh, I still had more, Brian, I'm
I know
sorry.
you, I
Oh,
know you do,
okay,
I know you
okay.
do, I'm paying attention. All right, vote to release escrow funds for prior peer review projects.
Okay, so, as you know, whenever we have peer review projects, we have a 53G account. And recently I was going through them so that I could, make sure Wood and Curran and I are on the same page with like certain ones. And there's several now that we have not had activity for a very long time. So the first one is Toll Brothers. They're completely done. There's nothing you can think of outstanding. You guys have, we haven't done anything with them since January. And they've got $80 left, so I was gonna see if I could return that to them. And then, excuse me, the mobile station, they have no activity since 2022, and they've got $231 and some change. Flint's Corner, no activity since 2022, and they've got $3,152. So what I wanted to bring up about this one is, this particular one was with Jay Finnegan, the developer, he was the developer prior to the recent, you know.
Yep.
So, he was looking for his money way back when, however, at the time, they needed to finalize those plans to repair Worden. So I did some research this week, and back on May 26th of 22, we had some meeting minutes, and it said that Wood and Curran's review of the infrastructure repair plan for Worden Road was complete. The only thing the design required was confirmation of paving requirements and town of Chelmsford requirements. So everything they had looked at was fine. They just wanted paving requirements put on there. The plans that I have on file were last updated with the June 11th to 21 peer review, so I think we are all set with those, I think. I think if a new project comes, I mean, I think if a new
I haven't
project,
seen 'em.
yeah,
I haven't seen them.
okay.
Did you guys see them?
Which ones?
The word and
Warden Road
repair?
upgrades?
No, but I mean, we probably will have to redo it with
That's-
anybody new anyways,
Yeah.
so.
Well, we
Given
should
the
make,
sh-
we should make sure we at least have what we,
Cause given the shape of the road, I mean, that's gotta be a complete.
do you
Well,
guys
They're
have,
not, they're not patching that.
I'd have to look.
So why don't we hold off on that one?
Okay,
And find out.
okay, and then Drake at Water, remember when they came before us for that water treatment plant that never ended up happening?
On the nuclear plant?
So they still have in their escrow account $4,544.
We can hold that one off.
Hold on to it.
Wait till they request it.
Hold on to it.
Stonehenge Meadows, if you remember that on Pawtucket Boulevard where the horse thing is next to the inn, this was the project that was gonna come several years back. No activity since '21, $6.36. And that's it. So.
Findmassmoney.com.
So you gotta
You have $6.
check with, Colin with the other one first, the water district one.
Check with Colin first, sure.
Yeah.
And I would say the 3 small ones are probably good. It's been 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
$200, whatever it
Okay.
is.
And then the other one's okay. Alright,
So
except
Drake
for
never
Flint's.
built that water treatment plant?
Now
No.
they build it.
Oh, they built
Well, they
it,
did,
yeah.
but it's not going in our sewer system.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
They wanted to give us all their magnesium.
Now they're just keeping
As,
it in
as
a
it turns
little
out, it's
retention
just
pond.
one we didn't do that.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, anything else, Paul, senior performance report?
Yeah, I have just a few things. Commerce Way over here, still hasn't, had those 2 manholes that failed, fixed. I met with the contractor, Mike, he was out there from Newport, and they're still trying to work on it to get them to pass. They're not having very good luck. Besides, they just paved over all the covers, so now they have to figure out, open them all up again, and so.
Which one? Technology Drive? Best Friends?
Commerce right over here.
Oh, yeah.
So, that was supposed to be completed June 30th. So yeah, they're still working on that. The school, we just did a cut and cap on the middle school, on the old one, so they can start, tearing that down. Tim Porter, he's gonna be working on 116 Coven Road. He's gonna be putting in that force main for that gentleman that came
Oh,
last
flood?
year.
Last year,
Flood.
yeah. And he came in and paid yesterday or today,
So,
yesterday,
yeah,
and
he's-
gave his application.
He's gonna start that, I think, Monday, as long as he gets his street open permit.
So just the one house, he didn't get neighbors?
No, none of the neighbors were interested, they actually came in,
Hmm.
and, cause they were being told that they were,
I don't know, they said they heard through the grapevine that if the line went in, would they be required to tie in? And I said, no, it's not a betterment project, it's just that this gentleman, if he's installing it, would leave you a stub if you're interested. And, but they weren't interested in those two. And then the house next door to him, which we didn't know is actually connected, the one with the barn,
Oh, okay.
heading.
it's actually connected.
It
I'm
was
like,
never
what?
on the sewer plan, but we did some digging in the old files and they've been connected for 30 years, so
So
they
is
had
it-
run their own little,
So it's really the house across the street?
Are they on?
Yeah.
and the one
Yeah.
across the
Are
street
they
as well.
on billing?
Yes,
Yeah, they're on
yes,
billing. That's what's triggered it off.
yeah,
Kathy goes, they're on billing. I said, uh-oh.
pull the file.
Go for
Toll Brothers has gone like totally silent. I mean, I haven't been up there in months to do an inspection. I don't know what's going on up there, but they're,
I did just get 2 new applications from them this week, so on the permitting side, they're still
yeah,
doing
they're
stuff.
moving the permit side, but they're not on the sewer
Connecting
side,
side.
so,
And the pump station's doing all right?
yeah,
No issues
yeah,
there?
no issues.
Do we own it now? Is that right? Yeah.
So we had, and also Doug had another situation over at Sequoia Ave, we lost a capacitor, on one of the boards, and, he had that fixed, we bought some spare capacitors. So that's okay. Our buddy Bercy's coming back into town, he's doing a 9 Bay State, there's a house over on 9 Bay State that they knocked down, the guy's rebuilding it. So the sewer line's gonna end up coming out on Land's End, that's where the stub is, so they actually turned the house around, so it's up a hill, so he has to dig out the hill because that's where the 2-car garage is. He's gotta move the sewer line, so he's coming back to town, but he's under stipulations with us anyway, so,
Mhm.
and he knows that, right?
He knows that, so he is aware that one of the guys would have to be out there.
Is he on he's the one that did something on
Nicosia,
Middlesex Road?
yeah, Nicosia and,
Pondview?
Pondview.
Yeah.
That's all I got, cause we already talked about the rest.
Right. Correspondence,
No,
complaints,
no.
executive session?
Yes, just for a quick update.
Okay, we need to entertain a motion to go into executive session for all, or just,
I'd say for all.
One second.
you gotta make the motion.
I second it, what else you want me to do?
So, Fred made a motion to, go into executive session as prohibited in one.
Brian.
You know the details.
Roll call, Fred,
Yes,
Brian,
yes.
Darrell?
Yes.
Okay, let me just contact the media person.